Hi guys, my name's Hannah. Thank you for clicking on this video. I'm sure by the title you know what we're going to be talking about today. This is something that I'm very excited to share because not many people, even in my personal life, besides my family, knows. I'm 14 weeks as of today, so this is very exciting. There's so much work in the beginning when you find out you're pregnant that I do want to make a whole video and how I found out. There's definitely a lot of videos that I'm trying to make. And so I think a good one to start is just kind of the recap of what it's been from the start to now. And it's probably around almost 2 weeks after finding out, because I kind of found out right away, when I missed my period. I kind of figured, and from that point, taking a test, everything. At my first doctor's visit, I was around 114 pounds. And I'd say now I'm probably around 119. When I was 114, I was fluctuating, so I wasn't sure how much I should be gaining. I think, personally, the amount that I've gained from the beginning till now has been just healthy weight, because I was fluctuating, like I've said, before I found out that I was pregnant. So I was just grateful that I could be able to gain weight again. I would say for the last couple of weeks, so I guess this is more going into my second trimester, I've been more out of breath. But then also thinking about it, because it's hard, much time has gone by already, so I'm trying to document all of these moments and memories, because it's little minor things of how sick I was feeling in the beginning versus how more awake and energized that I am now. That there's small things that I do want to remember with this whole pregnancy. And even up until this point, I am forgetful of a lot of things that happened. And so I have my phone here, and we're going to go through kind of symptoms and stuff that I was feeling to recap my first trimester. From the beginning, honestly, I feel I knew, just from the morning sickness. It happened more for me when I was eating, and after eating, I don't know if I was eating too much or what, and then laying down, it was just a lot. I always would go to bed not feeling good. In the other room, I have these Prego Pops. They're little suck-on candies that they're kind of they're just suck-on candies. And they're supposed to help. Some people have said that they haven't helped them, or they helped them with their first pregnancy and then they didn't for their second pregnancy. But for me, I don't know. I don't know if it was in my head that I'm okay, I'm sucking on this little candy that it's making me feel better. Sometimes it didn't help, and I don't know why that is. It was just kind of something I dealt with, because even up until last week, I didn't even get Tylenol, which is the only medicine that you can, while you're pregnant, take. As for morning sickness though, I kind of felt it all the time. It wouldn't go away for some days, other days that it would just be around and then not around, or I'd feel fine, I wouldn't want to get out of bed. It takes a lot of energy to grow a little human inside of you, so I can definitely see why I was so tired. It has gone away a little bit, which I'm so thankful for. My boobs started growing was another one of the first symptoms, which is pretty crazy, just because of how fast that it can happen. That you don't assume, because of course you don't get a bump right away. You're not oh, here you go, I'm growing, a baby inside me, so I just I'm growing. But right away, with the extra hormones or something, I don't even know, my boobs started growing for the last 3 weeks, I would say 3-4 weeks even, that I've had I don't know if this is TMI, I don't know. If I can't say it, I can't say it. If I can say it, I'm gonna say it. I don't know. Maybe I'll blur it out. But my nipples have been hurting, and that's something that I do want to breastfeed in the future. And so I can already kind of tell how much that is gonna take a toll on me, because it is they hurt already. They're very sensitive, as well as I'm very sensitive. I'd say I'm very moody. I have an attitude. Things bother me very fast. And I hate that because that's something that, like, even without being pregnant, I have worked so hard on. And, like, just finding patience within myself, because I just am a very bothered person. I'm an Aries. I don't know if that has something to do with it as well, which, in my opinion, it does. And so this is, like, a lot of hormones. Like, a lot is going on, and, like, a lot has changed since finding out and up until this point, and, like, how even my life was then till now. So it's, like, a lot. It's a 360 just, like, turn in my life. And so that's something that, like, I have struggled with, and I am trying to be more conscious of it, because even I've read actually in my, sorry about that, in my app that I have about the baby, that they start to feel what you're feeling. They can kind of, like, have their own emotions, but they're based off of yours. And so, like, that's sad. I don't want to, like, have an attitude and then, like, like, this baby feels an attitude. Like, I don't know. I'm definitely out of breath. I don't know if it's, like, the excessive talking that I'm doing right now that I'm more out of breath, but I have, like, doing easy tasks, I'm like, okay, I have to breathe. like, it takes a lot more, which is something that, like, I notice, like, a lot of people, and it is going to just increase at this point, because now, like, having a bump and just everything, like, you're just heavier, you know. Actually, for the first time, just this week, or was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. It was, like, a few days ago, but by like how the time changes for the pregnancy and the trimesters, this was my first time feeling heartburn, and I could not tell you what it was. Like, I just went all day at work, like, oh my god, my chest hurts. Like, I don't know if I could have slept wrong. I don't know if I could have, like, I don't even know. Like, I was just like, it needs to crack? Do I need to stretch? Like, anything I did, like, move, breathe. There's a helicopter. I didn't know if, like, it needed to crack, like, what, like, or even if I could crack it. I didn't know how to crack my chest. I just knew it was just a horrible feeling. And so then I went home, and my sister was visiting me, and so she goes, like, oh, like, that's heartburn. Like, you're experiencing heartburn. And I'm like, but it's not burning. And, like, I can see, like, I can understand that it is, but I didn't really believe her. Yeah, like, that was crazy. I think I enjoyed it, just because I know, like, oh, that's just, like, a side effect, a symptom of pregnancy. And, like, I do want to just embrace every moment. Like, it was hard, definitely, when I wasn't feeling good, like, to just, like, embrace every moment. But, like, I don't know, like, you only go through this for 9 months, and who knows if this is going to be my only pregnancy, if I'm going to have multiple, who really knows. But it was just, like, something I really was just like, oh, like, that's neat. Like, there was old wives' tales that have said, like, oh, if you're experiencing a lot of heartburn, you're going to have, like, a more hairy baby. There's going to be more hair on the top of its head. I keep looking down again because I'm just, like, reading notes on my phone so I don't miss anything. One thing that I do not embrace, that I am not going to embrace, is the acne. I am over it. Like, you can't do anything. I wash my face twice a day, morning and night. I am more of a greasy person, I would say, but, like, not even, like, I don't even know. And just with the extra hormones, this acne is the death of me. Like, I hate it. Like, I absolutely hate it. Like, there's just a new pimple every single day. Oh, here, and they hurt. Like, they're the ones that, like, are so big, and they hurt, and they won't pop right away. And, like, you can't just leave them because you feel them, and you don't know. Ugh, it's the worst. It honestly is the worst. That's, like, the one thing I can't wait to go away. I don't know if, like, later in my pregnancy that it will, or if it's just something that I'm just going to have to deal with, but that is something I absolutely hate. Like, this pregnancy hasn't been what I thought it would be. Like, I thought, like, getting pregnant and being pregnant, like, oh, it's so exciting, it's only positive things. Like, kind of when you, like, think about, like, your dream wedding, like, you only think about your wants, your needs, what you want for it to look like. You have your own, like, you're very idealistic for yourself. And I would say it's the same thing for being pregnant. Like, I just thought about, like, of course it takes two to tango, but, like, I've only ever thought, because I've never had that forever person in my life to, like, want to have babies with, but I knew that I wanted to have babies, so I knew what that would look like. And so going through pregnancy and what I would have hoped for, like, it hasn't been that. And I think it's just because I am having to think about, like, the baby's father, and, like, he has his own wants, his own needs, and, like, we're working as a team throughout this whole process. And so it's hard to, like, just put whatever you want to the side to, like, hear out the other person. And, like, it's just been challenging to do that, but it's something that, like, we're definitely working on now. I would say, like up until now it hasn't been that, like, it's been exciting, but it's more of just, I don't even know, like it's been exciting 100%. Like, this is the best experience, but it's like, it's nerve-wracking when you're telling your family that you're pregnant, people's opinions of it, having, like, the family having their own opinions of it. It's a lot. It's something that you don't really think about in the beginning of, like, everyone does have their own opinion, and, like, you have to respect everybody's, but it's also, like, in the end of the day, they have to respect yours. And so I think we've, like, struggled with that a little bit, but now going towards, like, the first trimester to the second trimester, and hopefully soon that it will be more knowledgeable to everybody that I am pregnant, that it can be talked about, because it is still kind of, like, more on the quiet side. So I downloaded this app before I was pregnant because I wanted to track my period on it. And so you can do, like, you have the option on your phone to either track your pregnancy, or if you want to track your period, how often you get your period, what are the side effects, your symptoms, everything. Like, you can see, like, are you, like, feeling cramping, tender breast, headaches, acne, which is me all day, backache, nausea. I'm not going to say that one. I don't know if I can say that. You're moody, if you're calm, happy, frisky, if you're having mood swings, your physical activity, your sex and your sex drive, your weight, sleep, water, and other things that you can include in here. And so I have had this app for forever, and I always go on it because now it shows me how big the baby is and where that is. So right now, we're at 14 weeks. So this is going to say about, like, this entire week. And so it's saying, now the fetus is the size of a peach. The fetus is about 3.2 to 3.5 inches long and weighs around 3.3 ounces. Their body is fully covered with light fluffy hair, and that's called largo, which will disappear shortly before birth. The fetus can now move their body. They're starting to uncurl and straighten their neck, move their arms and legs, turn their head, swallow, and try to grasp things, like their umbilical cord, in response to pressure. The baby's brain can send impulses to their face muscles, mimicking face expressions, and is beginning to control their bodily functions. The fetus might have an accelerated heartbeat in response to some sounds, which can lead to scientists to think that this is when fetuses begin to hear. So that's so cute. We can already respond to your mood. Stress and positive feelings can affect the fetus. It is important to manage stress in a healthy way at this time. Good stress management can have many beneficial effects on a child's development after birth, as well as on your health. If you are feeling a bit stressed, sad, irritable, guilty, or just not like your usual self, make sure to talk to your healthcare provider about it. And so right now, it's the size of a peach. It's so cute. Let's see if I can show you. This is what it's looking like. Oof, let it load. I don't know. even the week before that, it was a plum, and plums are like that big. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's inside of me. And then for a bump, we have, this is what it looks like. It's just small right now. So I have an ultrasound here that I do want to show you a picture. I don't know if I'll upload the rest on the screen, but I did want to show what this one looks like. Oof, let it load. You can see like the little foot. And this was at 10 weeks. This is going to be like more of a lengthy video, I feel like, but I'm sorry. My sister was the first person to know the gender. She wanted to record her reaction. We had this whole thing planned, but because there was like a little bit of a mix-up, maybe in the next video and like when we're like explaining of like finding out all of our things, like maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more because it is more of a lengthy conversation. So she was going to record her reaction, but she couldn't because it sent through an email and she seen it right away. And so she found out the gender right away. And then we had fireworks to tell what we were having. It was the cutest experience ever. I would not take it back for anything. Regardless of the gender, like I cried like so much of like even what I would want, because I knew it was one thing and I wanted the other. And I think we'll probably talk about that in probably a future video. Just know with this channel it's gonna grow as like my belly grows and my family grows. And so I'm just really excited to like be able to share the process with everybody. And you know, like who knows where this can go. Like I'm very hopeful. I'm definitely very hopeful. And like this was definitely more of like a rambly video of just so much of like, hey, I'm pregnant, and then here's my symptoms up until finding out, to ending of first trimester, to the start of the second trimester, and then, oh, hey, these are my first 2 weeks of what's been good. Like there's been like a lot that's been going on. But I also think like this is the start of something new, and I am very, very excited. And so I just want to say thank you if you guys are still watching at this point. It has taken a long time for me to start uploading, but I think that this is like my passion, and I do want to share this with everybody. So I just want to say thank you again.